Welcome everybody to the first 2010 edition of the PDR Sports Webcast. I'm Kevin Morales alongside sports editor Travis Uslet. And Travis, this week marks the start of the NFL playoffs, and we've made a couple predictions. Let's jump right into it. First one with obviously the most interest of people in Wisconsin, Packers at Cardinals.
Yes.
And my prediction is Cardinals 31, Packers 20, unfortunately. Let's see, Vegas has the Cardinals by 2.5, which is probably right on. I think it's going to be pretty close, but have the Packers really beat any great teams on the road this year, I guess is my question.
Yeah, I do like the Packers in this one. I think they played the game against the Cardinals on Sunday right. They played their starters. They're red hot, and they didn't want to lose their momentum.
Right.
So I think that was a good call by Coach McCarthy to play for the win. They got the win. They're hot. And I tell you what I like about this matchup is I think the Packers can create pass rush on Kurt Warner, and he's kind of, I think he's like 60 years old now, so
Yeah.
I could see him not being able to get away from the rush of like Clay Matthews. He looked unblockable on Sunday against that Cardinal offensive line, so I think they're going to be able to get pressure on Warner, which will turn into turnovers, and that's why I like the Packers to win by about 7.
All right, sounds good. Eagles, Cowboys, what are you thinking there?
Yeah, I tell you what, the Cowboys, they're a hotter team right now. This is their last 3 games. They held the high-powered Saints to 17 points and handing them their first loss, shut out the Redskins, and now shut out the Eagles. I got the Cowboys, in a rematch of a game that happened on Sunday. I'll say another low-scoring affair, something like 20-3, the way their defense is playing. I got to go with Cowboys.
See, for some reason, I just think this is going to be the upset where the road team wins. The Eagles have been, in the last 10 years, they've been to 5 NFC championship games, so they have that kind of experience and they're used to this sort of situation. Whereas the Cowboys haven't won a playoff game since '96 or something like that.
Yeah.
So, they're a hot team right now, like you said, but strange things happen in the playoffs, and it's a whole new game. So that's going to be my upset, I guess.
Yeah.
Then in the AFC, we've got the Jets and the Bengals in another rematch from the last week of the regular season. I don't think the Bengals, that was an embarrassing performance yesterday, and I don't see them, nobody wants to get embarrassed like that 2 weeks in a row. So they're going to be fired up. I think Ocho Cinco was held to 0 catches yesterday, and so I think he said he was going to change his name back to Johnson. But I don't see that happening 2 weeks in a row. I think they're going to come out pretty motivated.
Yeah, there's one general rule when you're picking playoff games, and I'm not a betting man, but for those of you out there that do like to bet on some football games, never take a rookie quarterback in the playoffs, especially when he's on the road. And that's the Jets. Mark Sanchez, rookie quarterback, going on the road to Cincinnati. Take Cincinnati. They're going to win, I think, pretty easily.
Last one?
Yeah, the other AFC game, Ravens and Patriots. Tell you what, I like the Ravens in this one. The reason that I like them is these two teams played early in the year, I think about week 4 or something like that. And I actually remember sitting on the sofa and watching this game. And Patriots won, but there's 2 things that jump out from that game in my memory. One is the Ravens dropped a pass late in the game that would have put them on the doorstep of winning the game. And then the other one was some questionable officiating where I think a couple Ravens sneezed on Tom Brady and got roughing the passer penalties. So no sneezing on Tom Brady. So I think if it's officiated a little bit better and they play better, I think the Ravens win. So I say the Ravens win by about a field goal.
I'm going to go Patriots by about 2 touchdowns on this one. They're both banged up. Both teams have a lot of injuries. But it's the Patriots. It's the playoffs. They're at home. They just have that history, so it's hard to pick against them. And their defense is averaging they're giving up under 13 points to opponents at home. So
no Wes Welker, too, though. He's out.
Very true.
That's interesting. We disagreed on 3 of the 4 games, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will see. Moving on to some local games this week. Travis, you're going to be covering some basketball. We both are. What are some games that you're looking forward to covering this week?
Tuesday night, I'm going to be heading down to Poynette for the Portage at Poynette Boys Hoop Showdown. It's always an interesting matchup. It's 2 local teams. I think they know each other. The guys on both teams know each other. And it's kind of Portage, a little bit bigger school against the smaller school, Poynette. Maybe gives Portage a little advantage. But this game is going to feature some of the best ball players in the area. Kevin Hurd from Portage and Cody Odegaard from Poynette. And even Adam Ray from Poynette's kind of getting back from his injury. So, there's a ton of talent on the floor, and I think it's going to be a real competitive game. And I'm looking forward to just going down there to see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised if Poinette pulls this one out, but we'll see.
Yeah, some great scores. Kevin Hurd, like you said, and Odegaard. My question is going to be, who's going to stop Cody Odegaard from Portage? They give up a lot of points in their loss to Laconia in the finals game of the Holiday Hoopla, and I don't really see any of them really being able to keep him under 20 points, anything like that. And if the Poinette offense gets going, I think they have a good chance of winning it too. So.
Yep.
And on Thursday, I'll be at the Green Lake at Montello game, which is a big one in the Trailways North. Green Lake currently in first place. They're 4-0 in the Trailways North, while Montello is behind Green Lake, and Oshkosh Lords is 3-0. Montello's in third place at 3-1. And these are the two teams that I think the coaches in that conference kind of picked to compete for the championship. Green Lake, the favorite, they've got Brad Brooks, who's averaging a double-double. Montello picked to finish second, but they've got a lot of scores on that team too. Jake Polk averaging a double-double, and each team has a couple other kids that are averaging double figures in scoring. So this one's going to go a long way in determining the Trailways North Championship. And another game where just a lot of scoring. It's going to be fun to see a couple of top-notch scorers face off against each other. So.
Right, exactly.
All right, moving on to the PDR Athlete of the Week. This week we've got Portage wrestler Randy Wade, and Randy finished 6th at the Bi-State Classic in lacrosse last week. He went 5-3 at the prestigious event. It's one of the more widely known midseason tournaments in the state. He's now 18-5 on the season, so congratulations to Randy. And last but not least, we've got the trivia question.
Yeah. Last week's question, we have a winner, David Pribanow of Faribault, Minnesota.
David.
Yes, congratulations to him. The question, who was Wisconsin's leading scorer in the 64-60 victory over Purdue in the West Regional Finals of the 2000 NCAA men's basketball tournament? You'll remember that sent the Badgers to their first Final Four since 1941. Correct answer was John Bryant. He scored 18 points. He was the sharpshooter. He had 5 of 9 from three-point range that game. So many will remember his heroics to get the Badgers to the Final Four. So congratulations to David. Let's get another winner for this week.
Yeah.
This week's trivia question as we're getting to playoff time. Brett Favre, ever remembers the pick he threw against the Giants a couple of years back in the NFC title game? That tied the NFL record for the most interceptions in a playoff career with 28. So who is he tied with 28 playoff interceptions? So think about that one for a little bit. Send us your answers and we'll see if you can get it.
Sounds good. That's all we have for you today. For Travis, I'm Kevin. Thanks for watching.